सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानां बाहुद्वन्द्वेन रत्नोज्ज्वलवलय भृता शोणपाणिप्रवाळेनोपाता वेणुनाळी प्रसृतनखमयूखाङ्गुली संगशारा कृत्वा वक्त्रारविन्दे सुमधुरविकसद् रागमुद्भाव्य मानैः शब्दब्रह्मामृतैः त्वं शिशिरितभुवनैः सिञ्च मे कर्णवीथि
Gurupavanapure Hantabhagyam Janana. Namaskaram to all the Astikas. Bhagavata Saram is Śrīman Nārāyaṇīyam. There are certain occasions where Bhaṭṭatiri is also inspired of the Ramayana, of the Mahabharata, of the Vishnu Purana, the other Puranas and the other Stotras. Primarily, the main ingredient for making of the Narayaneeyam is Bhagavata. That said, this is Dashakam 90. I'm sure the listeners of the NYSULE 100 series comprise people of different faiths. When I say faiths, there will be Shaivas who are devotees of Shiva. There will be Smartas, some of whom may not differentiate between Shiva and Vishnu. What it essentially means is they worship the both. There will be Vaishnavas who exclusively dedicate themselves to the bhakti of Narayana, Krishna. Now, I am presenting what Bhaṭṭatiri has said. Please do not form a different opinion. I am presenting what he says. Vrika bhrugu muni mohinyambarisha divritteshvaitavahi mahatvam sarva sharvadi jaitram sthitamiha paramatman nishkalar varga bhinnam kimapi yadavabhatam tadhirupam tavaiva. Ai paramatman, He Paramatma, sthitam hi iha. It has been indeed established beautifully here. Vrika, Bhrugu, Muni, Mohini, Ambarishadi Vritteshu. With the incidents of certain passages that we have come across. Vrika, Vrikasura. Bhrugu Muni. Bhrugu Muni is where Bhrugu went on this expedition of finding who is the most sattvic of the Trimurtis. Mohini Ambarishadi Vritteshu. Mohini essentially means one incident that talks about either Bhagavan towards the end of Kurma Avataram distributing nectar, or through Darukavanam episode, or through Vrikasura episode. Ambarishadi Vritteshu. Through an incident of Ambarisha, which is through involving Durvasa, Tava Mahatvam. At the end of the day, Nārāyaṇa Paratvam, Vishnu's Paratvam, Vishnu, Narayana is the Paramatma, is established. Well, in the Advaita Siddhanta, there are two Brahmans, Saguna and Nirguna. Even in the Saguna form of worship, which Bhaṭṭatiri follows, he says that Vishnu Narayana has been recognized. Tava Mahatvam, Hey Krishna, your greatness has been recognized. Sarva Sharvadi Jaitram. He says, this also proves your superiority over other devatas, including Shiva. Sarvar Sharvadi Jaitram Tat Rupam Yat Avabhatam. That form of yours that shines, as a result of which your form that shines, Nishkala Arvag Abhinnam. This is not separate from the Nishkala form and the Sakala form that we celebrate, either with the gunas or that which is devoid of it. Kim Abhi Tava Eva Hi. That which is indescribable, which is beyond our realm of understanding, Vachama Gocharam, is only this form of yours holding Shankha Chakram and Gada Padmam of Śrīman Nārāyaṇa. Kim Abhi Tava Evahi. Then he continues, Murtir Trayeshwara Sada Shiva Panchakam Yat Prahuhu Paratma Vapureva Sada Shivosmin Tratreshwarastu Sa Vikuntha Padastvameva Tristvam Punarbhajasi Satyapade Tribhage. Yat Prahuhu. What is stated is Yat Prahuhu Murti Traya. Murti Traya is Trimurti, which is Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Ishvara, the fourth. Sada Shiva, the head of all. Panchakam, this is one entity. The Trimurtis, Ishvara and Sada Shiva. So Trimurtis come here in one level. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Over them is another fourth entity called Ishvara. Overriding them is the fifth entity called as Sadashiva. This Panchakam, 1, 1 and 3 is Panchakam. Sadashivaha Asmin is a principle of Sadashiva formed by the Shaivas based on the Agamas. Tvam eva paratma vapuhu. Even in that you are the supreme self. Why? Ishvaraha tu tatra. You are that Ishvara. You are that Shiva. Because in Vishnu Sahasranamam, we get the names Sarva Sharva Shiva Sthanuhu. He is the Shiva. Paradhip Parameshwaraha. He is Ishvara. Parameshwara. He is Ishvara. Parameshwara. Sharva. Sthanu. Shiva. So all these names that represent certain devatas all belong to you, Krishna. Tvam eva paramatma vapuhu ishvaraha tu tatra. In that principle, saha tvam eva vikuntha padaha. You alone are the resident of the Vaikuntha Loka. You are the permanent resident. Punaha tvam bhajasi trivatvam. Tritvam. So you manifest. It is you, Śrīman Nārāyaṇa, who manifests all these devatas that we see. Though they may bear some one or two qualities of yours, you are the repository of all qualities. Satyapade Tribhage. So you, who is residing as the Trimurtis, ultimately Narayana, you are the supreme. Punaha tvam bhajasi tritvam satyapade tribhage. Tatrapi sattvikatanuṁ tava Vishnu mahuhu dhādātu sattva viralo rajasaiva purnaha sattvotkatatvamapi chasti tamo vikara cheshtadikam cha tava Shankara namni murtau. Tatra api. Then all the deities whom we refer, devatas whom we refer as Tatra Abhi, known as Trimurtis, Tava Sartvika Tanum, they are all a manifestation of your Sartvika body. Ahuhu Vishnu, what is that body? What is that Rupa of Bhagavan which is Sartvika in nature? Tava Ahuhu Vishnu, it is called Vishnu. Dhata tu Sattva Viralaha. Now, of that Sattva Gunam body of Bhagavan, when he comes as Trimurtis, Dhata tu Sattva Viralaha, Dhata, that Brahma, comes with a deficiency of Sattva Gunam, Purnaha Rajasa Eva, but is also filled with Rajoguna. There is a deficiency of Sattva Gunam and there is an increase of Rajoguna. Tava Murtau Shankara Namni. There is another form called Shankara, Shiva. Asti Satto Katartvam Api. Now, there is again a deficiency in the Sattva Guna. Cha Tamo Vikara Cheshtadikam. There is more of Tamo Guna. So for Shiva, there is very little Sattva Guna, more of Tamo Guna. For Brahma, there is very little Sattva Guna, more of Rajo Guna. So the only form that is an embodiment of Sattvic nature is you, Narayana, of Vishnu. Tam Chatrumurtyati Gatam Parapurusham Tvam Sharvatmanapi Khalu Sarvamayatva Hetoho Shamsatyupasana Vidhau Tadapi Swatastu Twadrupamityati Dridham Bahunah Pramanam Shamsanti Khalu Tvam. The group of people who call themselves as Shaivites, devoted to Shiva Bhakti alone, tam murtyati gatam, who transcend, who believe that there is a form which transcends the Trimurtis, parapurusham cha sharvatmana api, and see that form as Shiva himself, upasana vidhau, and in their different forms of worship, sarvamayatva hetoho, and see as the reason for all the manifestations in the cosmic form, sarvamayatva hetoho, tat apitu swadaha tvadrupam. That form which they believe is also of Shiva is in fact you, Narayana, because when something is decided, regarded, considered, and contemplated as the supreme, to which there is no equal, over which there is nothing else, it has to be you. Tat apitu swataha tvadrupam iti naha ati dridham bahu pramanam. For this, there is very many proof that authenticates or substantiates this belief of Nārāyaṇa Paratvam, for which he begins with this shloka, Shri Shankaropi Bhagavan Sakaleshu Tavat Tvameva Manayati Yo Nahi Pakshapati Tvanishtameva Sahi Nama Sahasrakadi Vyakhyad Bhavat Stuti Parascha Gatim Gatonte Bhagavan Shri Shankaraha Api. So Bhaṭṭatiri belongs to the state of Kerala. He is sitting and experiencing Bhagavan's bliss through Narayaneeyam in Guruvayur near Thrissur. South of Thrissur, again on the very coast, is Ernakulam, known as Kochi. Just before Kochi is a kshetram known as Kaladi, where Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada was born. So this Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada is referred to as Bhagavan Shri Shankaraha Abhi. Even that Shankara Bhagavatpada, Yaha na Pakshapatihi, who's well known to be very impartial, Yaha na Pakshapatihi, Manayati Tvameva. So we believe that Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada is not a Pakshapati. He is not partial towards one. He doesn't declare himself to be, oh, I am a devotee of him or this devata. He is impartial. One. The philosophy that he professed also kind of corroborates this, because he believes in the Saguna Brahman and Nirguna Brahman. In the Saguna Brahma Upasaka, he seems to suggest a devata worship. Second. Third, he is also believed to be the Aparavataram of Sakshat Mahadeva. So it is believed in the local legend that there is a Shiva temple in Thrissur known as Vadakkunnathan. As Vadakkunnathan is who was later Shankara. So Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada has a impartial acknowledgement of all devatas, even him. He says, Yaha naf pakshapatihi manayati tvameva, honors you alone. He regards you alone. Tavat sakaleshu, Narayana, whom he honors as the first among all devatas. Tavat sakaleshu sahahi vyakhyat. Is that seen in his works? Yes. For instance, he has said, Nama Sahasra Kavi. In the Sahasra Nama, where he has written the Bhashya, it is clearly observed. Tvannishtham evacha ante, pertaining to you alone, and in the end, gatim gataha bhavat stuti paraha, and to attain moksham, he sees you alone as the margam. Bhavat stuti paraha. Hence, he engages all his time in stutis, praising only you. Nama sahasrakadi tvannishtham evacha ante gatim gataha bhavat stuti paraha. Bhavat stuti paraha. So, Adi Shankara himself says in Mohamudgaram, which is today known as Bhajagovindam, Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram Dhyeyam Sripati Rupam Ajasram. नेयं सज्जन संगे चित्तं ध्येयं दीनजनाय च भीतं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज Mudhamate. So there is an explicit mention of Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram. That Nama Sahasram is Vishnu Sahasranamam. That is why he says Nama Sahasrakadi Tvanishtham. So till now, Bhaṭṭatiri has taken the approach which says that even Adi Shankara supports the paratvam of Narayana. Does he have to offer more verses on this? Let us see in the next episode. कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते नारायण 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 नारायण